Some say, I remember. Make of it what you will. Some say laboratories are places of neutrality, white rooms where emotion is scrubbed away so truth can appear uncluttered. Others say labs are engines of progress, and that whatever discomfort occurs inside them is simply the cost of moving forward. I've come to believe both ideas miss something essential. A laboratory is not neutral. It is a field. And like any field, it shapes what enters it long before data is collected. When curiosity forgets the human, most harm in research does not come from malice. It comes from momentum. A question gains funding. A project gains prestige. A timeline tightens. Soon the experiment matters more than the people involved. I've seen this happen quietly, not with cruelty, but with justification. We're almost there. This is important. They agreed. That's how casualties begin. A humane laboratory refuses this drift. The laboratory as an environment, not a machine. Traditional labs are designed to isolate variables. Human beings are not variables. They are environments, complex, adaptive, and vulnerable to overload. Any research touching consciousness, perception, memory, or physiological stress must start with a different premise. If the human system destabilizes, the experiment is already invalid. No result is worth a fractured psyche. Consent that includes understanding. Consent is often treated as a legal checkpoint. In a humane lab, consent is a conversation. Participants understand not just what will happen, but what might happen, including confusion, fatigue, emotional residue, and the possibility that nothing meaningful occurs at all. False expectation is a form of coercion. A humane laboratory does not promise insight, awakening, or transformation. It promises care. Small signals over grand outcomes. The universe whispers more often than it shouts. Grand experiments chase dramatic results, lights, contact, breakthroughs that photograph well. Humane research listens for subtle changes, sleep quality, emotional regulation, sense of agency before and after participation. These signals tell the truth long before anomalies do. If subtle harm appears, the experiment pauses. No debate, no justification. The right to withdraw. Without narrative, participants are never required to explain why they leave. No exit interviews that feel like interrogation. No implication of weakness or failure. Leaving is not a loss of data. It is data. A system that resents withdrawal has already abandoned ethics. The researchers are not immune. Researchers absorb fields too. Long hours at the edge, uncertainty, expectation, repeated exposure to distress, change perception. A humane laboratory rotates staff, normalizes rest, and encourages dissent. The most dangerous labs are filled with people who no longer know how to stop. No sacred equipment. In unhealthy research cultures, tools become idols. The scanner, the protocol, the algorithm. When equipment is protected at the expense of people, the lab has inverted its priorities. A humane laboratory treats instruments as expendable and humans as irreplaceable. Integration is part of the experiment. An experiment does not end when data collection stops. Participants are supported afterward, with space to talk, to rest, to reorient. No one is released back into daily life still vibrating from an unresolved experience. Integration is not a courtesy. It is part of the method. The wizard's measure. If I were to test whether a lab is humane, I wouldn't read its mission statement. I would ask 3 questions. Do people leave feeling more grounded than when they arrived? Can anyone stop the experiment without consequence? Is there someone in the room whose sole job is to protect the human, even if it costs the result? If the answer to any of those is no, the lab is not ready for the questions it's asking. Progress that leaves no graves. Some say this approach is too slow, too cautious, too careful of a world racing forward. I remember where reckless speed leads, unmarked graves, sealed files, and generations asking why no one stopped sooner. A humane laboratory does not fear discovery. It fears repetition. And it knows that the future worth reaching is not the one that arrives first, but the one that arrives without leaving broken people behind. Chapter 16. Complete. Global Robotics Corporation.